Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV. And as you can see, we are not in the studio. Today we are in Nicaragua at the processing plant of Calibre Mining, and we are very pleased that we can be here. Thank you, David Hendriks, the Vice President of Operations, and thank you to you, Ryan King, the Senior Vice President of Development and Investor Relations.
Thanks very much, Mark, to have us on the show. And as Mark said, we're here at our Limon operation, and Calibre is a multi-asset gold producer with majority of our gold production here in Nicaragua. This year, we'll produce 210 to 230,000 ounces of gold this year. This is up 20% from last year, a significant increase year over year because of the strong work the team has been doing to expand resources and reserves, to expand our hub and spoke operating strategy. And with us today, as Mark said, is our VP of Operations Nicaragua, David Hendriks. He'll explain a little bit more in the detail of what's behind us and where we're at.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for having us on today. Here in Nicaragua, we mine from 4 different locations and we run 2 mills. This mill that you see behind us here is the Limon mill. We mill about 1,500 tons a day of ore, and this year we will produce around 70,000 ounces out of this mill. We also have another mill at our Libertad operation. The Libertad operation handles material from the Libertad property, some of the overflow material from here at Limon, as well as from our Pavón operation. And in the next few months, we'll be adding on the EBP, or the Eastern Borosi mine, and that mine there will also be producing ore and gold out of the Libertad plant.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now we are here at the core shack, and with me together is Pedro Silva, the Vice President of Exploration Nicaragua, and he wants to explain us now some drill holes and the results.
Okay, guys, here we are in the courtyard of the Limon district. Here behind me we have a core belong to Panteón Norte vein, one of the most exciting veins that we have here in the district. Last year we drilled 75 holes in the area, and now we have publication of new resources and new reserve. We can see a really nice texture here for the low sulfidation veins, cut by breccia bodies with values going up to 74, 58 grams per ton average. You can see a wider vein also in the zone, and also the potential that we have to the north of Panteón is amazing. We did an Habitem surface in last year and showed a big potential for growing with this kind of vein in the north of the Panteón system.
Now, with beautiful sunshine, we are at the open pit mine La Tigra.
Last year we produced 75,000 ounces of gold.
Wow.
And perhaps this year we're going to produce the same.
Wow, okay. And how long does it last? How long is it possible to mine here?
This pit, it's going to be about 3 years.
And what about the resources? What about the open pit reserves? How much is it?
We have around 1 million ounces of resources, considering open pit and underground, measured, indicated, and inferred.
I'm here again with Ryan King. And Ryan, here La Tigra, how is it? How was it in former times? How's the development of open pit mining now?
Yeah, it's extremely exciting to see how things have evolved over the last number of years. You see, when we acquired these assets from B2Gold, who's our largest shareholder, they had discovered the open pits in 2017, advanced that discovery, and Calibre started to mine them in Q4 2019. Very exciting to see the evolution of Limon Central, where we started mining the open pits, and now mining La Tigra pit. And what's exciting about this is that these open pits, very large open pits, but high grade, over 4 grams per ton gold in the open pits. And here behind us is the La Tigra open pit. And as you heard from Humberto Leon, who's our general manager of the whole El Limon mine complex, we have a number of 4 open pits, and we have 4 underground mines. And we continually finding more gold as of the discovery of our Panteon Norte last year, and a big drill program this year, over 60,000 meters of drilling in Nicaragua this year. So lots of targets, lots of opportunity to find more high-grade open pit and underground deposits. And now, this year, in 2023, we'll have 210 to 230,000 ounces of production. That'll be a record year for Calibre, setting up 20% year-over-year production growth.
Yeah, as you also mentioned in your last press media, last year you could increase your reserves, you could increase your resources, and you could also increase your grade.
Yeah, that was the one thing that came out of last year's drill program, is we replaced depletion and increased the overall grade 16%. So it's really exciting to see how the drill bit is benefiting the overall operation here, and the reinvestment back into the assets, seeing the benefit from the size increase, the development of new satellite deposits, and the increase in grade.
David, here at the open pit mine La Tigra, let's talk about the operations. So how is the situation? How many people are working here, and how about security and safety standards?
Sure. Well, thank you, Mark. Right now, we employ about 1,400 people.
Wow.
About 500 of those people are employees of the company, and about another 900 of those people are contractors.
Wow.
So we have a contractor doing the open pit operations for us. We have 2 contractors working there, one for the mining and one for the drilling and blasting. And then our underground workforce is almost exclusively our own workforce that we have here. And the town of Limon, that we are sort of in the center of here, the whole area is somewhat populated. So we have a lot of interaction with the local community from a sustainability standpoint. Sometimes we work on some resettlement issues, and also, of course, we want to make sure that there's no impacts on the areas around us. So we've built all sorts of bypass roads to have our trucks that haul not be in the middle of communities. And it's a very important piece of what we do here. And since most of the workforce is from here, over 90% of the people that work here live locally in this area. So it's a very important thing to be a good member of the community that way, obviously. It works for both sides.
Now we are here in the village, and beside me is Luz Habed, the responsible employee for ESG strategy here by Calibre Mining. So thank you very much for your time, Luz.
Thank you.
Please tell us a bit about your program, about this small village. What have you done, and how happy are the people?
Okay, so as you know, one key aspect for Calibre is how we place sustainability at the core of how and why we do business. So a very important thing for us here is the people. And there was this informal resettlement just at the heart of our operation that of course made them at risk. So we decided to conduct a thorough socioeconomic self-assessment and then an impact assessment of what a potential resettlement process could be for these people. And after that, we decided with the people through a very thorough consultation and engagement process with 35 families to conduct a resettlement process, and that's why we are here. This is the San Gil organization, is the result of that process. Over 170 people are living here, and when we compare the data from the baseline to what they are now, we have understood and gained complete information on their access to basic services came from 0% to 100%.
Wow, yeah.
They now live in complete housing with all types of services, including electricity, water, sanitation, which they didn't have before.
Yeah.
Perhaps most importantly, all households now have household deed. And because these people did not have that prior to this, that has made a complete impact on the whole 2 different generations that now may even have access to loans. And apart from that, because of the good not only engagement process we conducted, but the good acceptance of the people, the government themselves decided to join our efforts, and they placed a school in the center of the urbanization and a hospital nearby.
Wow. So you also get support from the government?
Exactly. And so with the local authorities, the communities, and us as partners of and neighbors have shown in a very obvious way how mining can actually contribute to sustainable growth. The interesting thing is, remember, we are right now at a place where mining has been done over 100 years. So this is a mining community at heart. So having the community see for themselves the positive impacts of responsible, sustainable mining is definitely one of our key objectives.